yeah, like we could be anything, but it's like, can we actually, like, is there a limit to what we can be on anything? Like, is there a limit to the amount of, I don't know, intelligence I have, for example?
Well, intelligence grows intelligence. Love grows love. Happiness grows happiness. Or joy, I should say. Replace happiness with joy. I don't like the word happiness.
And there's no limit?
How is there limit?
Okay. So for example, if you was really, really happy one day, and you're saying happiness brings happiness, if everybody was just really, really happy, are you saying there's no limit to the amount of happiness you can actually have? There's no limit to the amount of happy, or I don't know, the amount you are happy. Like you can just keep getting happier and happier and happier and happier. Do you think that's true?
I mean, okay, can we replace happiness though with joy? Because to me, happiness is like life, and then it goes up and down, and it's a balancing act, right? But if we're talking about joy and being joyful, and you know, when we share joy with someone, if I start laughing, you know, you could go on the tube and start laughing, and other people start laughing, and it'll be joyous, and everyone will just be happy and like, you know, joyful, you know, for that.
Yeah.
You know, so there is that like physical manifestation of it, right? And yeah, like when it's like I'm not a mother, so I don't know this, but you know, when we speak of like a mother's love and with multiple children, like you know, if you have animals, like how can you love one more than the other? Like if you have kids, like how do you love one more than the other? Like
it just is.
That love just grows, right? And so, and when like, I know for me, when I do like compassion, you know, loving kindness meditations and stuff like that, like my compassion grows, my kindness grows, and then it's like, oh yeah, there's no, like, I thought that I was kind already. There's more. Oh wait, there's more. Like the more that you do it, the more that it grows. I don't have the answer to what you're asking.
Is it actually growing? Is it actually growing, or are you just realizing it more?
Or are you accessing those parts of you that are already there and already compassionate, loving, joyful?
Which was already there originally. Like, is that what it is? Like maybe we already have all aspects of humanity in us, and all we're doing is just accessing and tapping into different parts.
But then what would you say about intelligence then?
So then maybe we already are infinitely intelligent, and all we have to do is just tap into that and access that within us. Because all intelligence is, I think, it's just the ability to learn something. It's not necessarily knowledge. Like, I think intelligence is the access to be able to be knowledgeable, you know? And if we tap into that intellect, maybe we already have it inside us to be. It's just about how switched on we are to it.
Yeah, because really, like when you start, like say learning like maths, you know, and you're on the really basic levels, and you just build off of that to get to like doing, I don't know, I've lost access to that right now. Doing Pythagoras and I don't know.
Yeah.
Say some
like algebra.
Algebra, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just literally like connecting okay, 1 and 1 is 2, and then from there we're just like, oh, blah blah blah, and then blah blah blah, and then that also makes sense, and that also, and we're not actually gaining any knowledge, right? So we're not like reading history. It's not about like what has happened or parts of like the world. It's like putting concepts together, right?
So so it's just like it's like linking things. It's just processing, isn't it? It's like processing it. That's interesting.
That is, right? Wow.
Yeah. Possibly, yeah. Yeah, I'd say yeah. That's kind of what math is, isn't it? Like that's what science is.
So could
really.
We connect that concept with something like kindness, joy, love?
Yeah, like it's the internal processing of kindness, love, joy.
And it's like, okay, so the things, maybe what falls away is like the parts of, like we're just talking about like neural pathways, so like the neural pathways that like you know, connects us with like judgment and disconnect and, you know, unkindness, is like anger, I don't know, like the seemingly negative sort of parts of how we relate, like, so we're disconnecting those neural pathways. Maybe, I'm not a scientist, I'm just saying there might be science behind it. I think there is actually. And then what we're doing is connecting more neural pathways that are connected with the things that we're talking about, that, you know, passion and things.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I'm now starting to think, like, how does our brain even know what to do with these neural pathways? Like, or know to create them in the way that they are. I think we're so fascinating, like, as a species. In fact, I think all species are so fascinating. Like, they just put everything in the right place, which is crazy. Like, I've always felt like we have our spirit selves which hold an image of what we are, and it just calls upon different aspects and different facets of it. So for example, the neural pathway of clumsiness, it just calls upon that, and it puts it in the tiny perfect way that it's supposed to be, to make clumsiness. And then I don't know, gracefulness. It takes the tiny neural pathway of gracefulness and it just plants it right in there. I think as people we are so fascinating, to the point where I don't believe it's possible for us to just be physical, to just be what science can tell us that we are. I think there's a lot more to it, something very spiritual and deep and unexplainable in our human words, that even if we were to figure out exactly what we were, we wouldn't be able to explain it. It would just be similar to like oneness and peace and infinite source, you know?
Wow.
Well, a little tangent there.
A little bit. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say to that.
At a moment.
Yeah, I'm just letting it sit. It'll sit and simmer for a while now, I think.